The location of Qi high point is easy to find. It is located in the lower abdomen, on the midline, and 2 horizontal fingers vertically downward from the center of the navel. 1.5 inch is the main point. To stimulate the Qi high point, you can use the method of tapping. Press the thumb pulp on the Qi high point, press down gradually, hold for 6 seconds and then release. Rest for 3 seconds and then press again. 1 press and 1 release is a cycle. Each time you press the Qi high point for 5 to 10 minutes. You can also use the massage method to stimulate the Qi high point. After rubbing the palm of your hand until it is hot, first press the right palm closely to the Qi high point. In a clockwise direction, massage in small circles, middle circles and large circles for a total of 100 to 200 circles, and then with the left palm. Massage 100 to 200 in a counterclockwise direction as before. Pay attention to the gentle and slow movements, and you can also use the tremor method. Then the crossed hands push up and down quickly and in small steps. Moxibustion is also a good way to stimulate the Qi high point. After igniting the moxa sticks, place it above the Qi high point about 2 to 3 centimeters away from the skin surface. 15 minutes. You can also use the bird pecking. Point the ignited moxa stick at the Qi high point. Hold the moxa stick in your hand to perform moxibustion, usually for 10 to 15 minutes each time. The above methods can be used alone or in combination. Fu-Lu point is located on the inner side of the calf. When selecting points, find the Tai Chi point in the depression between the tip of the inner malleolus and the Achilles tendon, and measure 2 inches above the horizontal finger. The front of the Achilles tendon is the Fu-Lu point, which can be used to stimulate the Fu-Lu point. The method of pressing is to press the thumb on the Fu-Lu point and press it gradually and deeply. At this time, there is usually a feeling of soreness and numbness. Hold for 5 to 6 seconds and then release it. Press and release for a cycle. Press the Fu-Lu point for 5 to 10 minutes. You can also use the method of pressing and rubbing to stimulate Fu-Lu point. Press your thumb on Fu-Lu point. At this time, there will be a feeling of soreness and numbness at the point, and then focus on the point and maintain a certain strength. Gently perform rotary massage for 5 to 10 minutes each time. You can also use moxa to ignite the moxa stick at Fu-Lu point about 2 to 3 centimeters from the skin surface at the point. And feel the skin at the point. Mild but no burning sensation is appropriate. Moxa rubbing for 10 to 15 minutes each time. To stimulate the Fu-Lu point, you can use the bird pecking and scorching. Point the ignited moxa sticks at the Fu-Lu point, like a bird pecking. Use it together. Apply sunburn with near and far movements, usually for about 10 to 15 minutes each time. With the skin warm and flushed is the degree. Traditional Chinese medicine believes that Si-Bai points are the key points for eye protection, which have the effect of relieving eye fatigue and protecting eyesight. The Tai Yang point between the tip of the brow and the outer canthus of the eye is about a horizontal finger backward. To stimulate the Tai Yang point, you can use the pressing method. Press the Tai Yang point with the pulp of the index finger. When massaging, press the pulp deeply, keep the strength, and continue 5 to 10 seconds, then relax, press again. And continue repeatedly 10 minutes each time, 5 times a day, 15 days as a course of treatment. You can also use the massage method to stimulate the Tai Yang point. Press the Tai Yang point with the pulp of the index finger, and then press and rub it. Keep the intensity for 5 to 10 seconds and then relax, press again. And continue repeatedly 10 minutes each time, 5 times a day, 15 days as a course of treatment. Moxibustion can also be used to stimulate the Tai Yang point. Ignite the moxa sticks to aim at the point away from the skin surface is about 2 to 3 centimeters, so that the skin feels mild but there is no burning sensation. Each time moxa is applied for about 10 minutes, as long as the skin is flushed at the point, once a day before going to bed, 3 to 5 times a week, and then find it the position of Si-Bai point is located on the face. When selecting the point, look straight down and the pupil is straight down. When the infraorbital foramen is sunken, to stimulate the Si-Bai point. The same pressing and kneading method as the Tai Yang point can be used. The effect is good. In short, stimulating the Tai Yang point and Si-Bai point has a significant effect on the treatment of myopia. Everyone must pay attention to eye hygiene while using the eyes. Good results. The location of Zhang Feng point is easy to find. When selecting points, the dorsum of the foot is straight and the toes are upturned. At this time, a large tendon can be seen on the back. The inner side of the tendon is in the depression below the inner ankle of the foot. To stimulate the Zhang Feng point, you can use the method of tapping. Press the Zhang Feng point with your thumb. Press down firmly, hold for a while, then release. Rest for a few seconds before pressing the next time. One pressing and one releasing as a cycle. Each time pressing the Zhang Feng point 5 to 10 minutes. You can also use the method of massage to stimulate the Zhang Feng point. Press the point with the thumb pulp, take the point as the center. Maintain a certain force to rotate and massage, each massage for 5 to 10 minutes. The moxa method can also stimulate the Zhang Feng point. Ignite the moxa sticks and aim it at the Zhang Feng point about 2 to 3 centimeters from the surface of the skin at the point, and perform acupuncture for 10 to 15 minutes. You can also use bird pecking to stimulate the Zhang Feng point. Align the ignited moxa sticks at the point, and use the technique of falling near and far together, just like a bird pecking. Each time moxa burn for about 10 to 15 minutes, the skin is warm and flushed. Gan Shu point is located on the back. When selecting point, first find the lower angle of the scapula. The vertebra that is level with the lower angle of the scapula is the 7th thoracic vertebra, and the 2 vertebrae are the 9th thoracic vertebra. The point is about 2 transverse fingers beside the lower edge of the spinous process to stimulate the Gan Shu point. You can use the method of tapping. Press the thumb on the Gan Shu point, and then press down deeply. Pay attention to the local pressure. Soreness and slight pain are mainly caused. The force should not be too large. The technique should be gentle and gentle. Every time it lasts for about 10 seconds before releasing, resting for 3 seconds and then pressing. 1 pressing and 1 loosening is a cycle. The appropriate time is 5 minutes, 1 to 2 times a day. You can also use the method of pressing and kneading to stimulate the Gan Shu point. Press the position of the Gan Shu point with your thumb. Rotate and massage in a clockwise direction. The moxa sticks are placed on the Gan Shu point, about 2 to 3 centimeters from the surface of the skin. It is advisable to make the skin at the point feel mild but without burning pain. Moxa sticks are applied for 10 to 15 minutes each time. Another suitable method is cupping. This method is particularly effective for stimulating the Gan Shu point. Generally, the canning can be opened after 10 to 15 minutes, however. It is worth noting that the cupping operation method is a nursing professional. Generally speaking, it is not recommended to operate it at home, so as to avoid cause accidental burns or scalds. The Huang Shu point is located in the middle of the abdomen. The points should be taken in a lying position. The position of the fingers is half horizontal to the left and right of the navel. Which is the point selection? To stimulate the Huang Shu point, you can use the method of tapping, and the thumb should be pressed on the position of the Huang Shu point. People with prostate disease will feel sore at this time. Gradually press hard and deeply. Hold for 10 seconds and then release. One press and one release form a cycle. Press the Huang Shu point for 5 to 10 minutes. The method of massage is also commonly used to stimulate the Huang Shu point. Press the position of the Huang Shu point with the thumb and index finger. People with prostate disease will feel sore, and then maintain a certain strength. Perform rotary massage, each massage for 5 to 10 minutes. Using moxibustion, it is also a good way to stimulate the Huang Shu point. You can use gentle moxibustion. Take the supine position. Place a moxa stick on the top of the Huang Shu point about 2 to 3 centimeters away from the skin, and fumigate to make the local feel warm. It is best if there is no burning pain, generally. You can burn for 10 to 15 minutes each time. You can also pick a bird to peck and burn it. Aim the ignited moxa sticks at the Huang Shu point, and use the technique of falling and falling. Just like a small bird pecking, the acupuncture points are stimulated with intense heat, usually about 10 to 15 minutes each time. And the method of cupping can also be used to stimulate the Huang Shu points. It is worth noting that the cupping operation method is too professional, generally speaking. It is not recommended to operate it at home to avoid accidental burns or scalds. For prostate diseases, Huang Shu point can be used in daily healthcare, but the more important The location of the Ergi endpoint is easy to find. Fold the auricle forward, and the upper tip is the point above it. To stimulate the Ergi endpoint, you can use the massage method. Place the thumb and index finger relative to the Ergi endpoint, take the point as the center, and maintain a certain force by rotate and massage from the inside to the outside. Each time for 3 to 5 minutes, twice a day. You can also use the finger pinch method to stimulate the Ergi endpoint. Use the thumb and index fingertips to pinch the Ergi endpoint relative to the position and maintain a certain strength. Press it back and forth for 1 minute, with even force and a sense of soreness. The puncturing method can also be used to stimulate the acupuncture points. This method can achieve the same effect as acupuncture. Use the round blunt end of a toothpick to aim at the center of the acupuncture point and keep it. The best way to stimulate the acupuncture point is bloodletting therapy, before the operation. Rub the outer auricle and massage the tip of the ear to make the local hyperemia, which is conducive to the outflow of blood. The tip of the ear should be routinely disinfected with alcohol cotton balls, and the 3-edged needle or injection needle should be used to puncture the point at the tip of the ear quickly. A small amount of blood will flow out. You can squeeze the tip of the ear with both hands to facilitate bloodletting. 6 drops are enough, and then press with a dry cotton ball to stop the bleeding. Usually 1 to 3 times can be cured. The above operation methods can be used alone or in combination. Shen Mai point is located on the outer side of the human foot, and can be taken in a supine or sitting position. There is a depression about 1 centimeter below the center of the outer ankle of the foot. Shen Mai point can be stimulated by pressing. Press the Shen Mai point with the pulp of the thumb. At this time there may be a slight soreness and swelling at the point. Gradually press hard and deeply. Hold for 5 to 6 seconds and then release. 1 pressing and 1 loosening is a cycle. Each time press the Shen Mai point for 5 to 10 minutes. You can also use the massage method. Press the Shen Mai point with the thumb pulp. Take the point as the center, and maintain a certain force to rotate and massage 5 to 10 times each time. To stimulate the Shen Mai point, you can also use gentle moxibustion. Aim the ignited moxa stick at the Shen Mai point about 2 to 3 centimeters away from the skin surface. It is advisable to make the skin at the point feel mild but without burning pain for 15 minutes. You can also use the method of bird pecking. Hold the ignited moxa stick at Shen Mai point, and use the action similar to a bird pecking to perform the cauterization, usually 10 to 15 times each time, in about a minute. You will feel a warm current rising slowly from your feet when you are burning moxa, and you will stretch a lot in an instant, in addition to dispelling cold. Shen Mai point also can treat insomnia, and can increase people's tolerance. If you often feel bored doing things, you may wish to stimulate this point more. Kai Men point is located on the palm side of the forearm. When selecting point, we must first find the Da Ling point. The Da Ling point is located at the midpoint of the transverse crease of the bowl and palm of the human body, between the tendon of the palmar longus and flexor carpi radialis tendon elbow. You will find a thick tendon in the elbow socket, which is the biceps tendon. The concave stuffing on the inner edge of the thick tendon is Ku-zi point. Kai-men point is located on the line connecting Da-ling point and Ku-zi point. There are 7 horizontal fingers and 5 inches on the tattoo to stimulate the Kai-men point. You can use the method of tapping. Press the thumb on the Kai-men point, and you will feel sore. Gradually press it hard and deeply. Hold for 5 to 6 seconds, then release it. Rest for 3 minutes. Press it again. Turn your wrist while pressing hard. Press and release for a cycle. Press the Kai-men point for 3 to 5 minutes. You can also use the massage method to press the Kai-men point with your thumb. When you feel the pain at the point is more obvious, and then center on the point. Keep a certain strength to rotate and massage. Press and knead the Kai-men point for 3 to 5 minutes each time. To stimulate the Kai-men point, mild moxibustion can be used. And the moxa sticks can be ignited. Aim at the Kai-men point about 2 to 3 centimeters away from the skin at the point for smoked moxibustion. The skin at the point should feel mild but without burning pain, and rotate the wrist while moxibustion to better stimulate the Kai-men point, each time moxa for 10 to 15 minutes. It is worth noting that the time to stimulate the Kai-men point can be selected from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock in the evening, because this is the time when the pericardium meridian is the most prosperous. And people with cardiovascular disease must seize it this time. Jian-shi point is located on the volar side of the human forearm. When selecting the point, first find the midpoint of the transverse crease of the wrist and palm. Then you will find 2 tendons in the middle of the palm, which are the tendon of the palmar longus and the flexor carpi radialis tendon, and between them is Da-ling point. When the palm is raised and the elbow is slightly bent, there is a thick tendon in the elbow socket, which is the biceps tendon. the depression on the inner edge of the thick tendon is Ku-Z point. The 4 horizontal fingers and 3 inches on the horizontal stripe are to stimulate the Jian-Shi point. You can use the method of tapping. Press the thumb on the Jian-Shi point at this time. There will be a soreness. Gradually press it hard and deeply. Hold for 5 to 6 seconds and then release it. Rest for 3 seconds and then press. 1 pressing and 1 loosening as a cycle. Each time pressing the points for 3 to 5 minutes. You can use the method of pressing and kneading. Press the points with your thumb, and then use the points as in the center. Keep a certain strength and perform rotating massage, each time pressing and kneading the point for 3 to 5 minutes. The cupping method can also stimulate the points. Leaving the cup for 10 to 15 minutes each time, and the skin bulge at the cupping site can be tolerated, as you can also use the method of scraping to stimulate the Jian-Shi point. Apply an appropriate amount of scraping oil on the Jian-Shi point, and then hold the scraping board in your hand, with the thin edge of the scraping board facing the palm. The thick edge is the focus point, at the position of the Jian-Shi point, repeatedly and continuously scraping in one direction from top to bottom. The degree of force applied is the degree of shock. Zhu Chao Yin point is located on the foot, outside the distal end of the fourth toe, on the lateral border of the fourth toenail, and makes a line with the base, where the 2 lines intersect. To stimulate the Zhu Chao Yin point, the cutting method is commonly used, that is, the pinching method is used for massage. Put the thumb and index fingertips on the Zhu Chao Yin point. Use the opposing force between the thumb and index fingertips of the fingers, and the hardness of the nails. Press the Zhu Chao Yin point hard, and press the point 3 times at a time, to 5 minutes. 2 to 3 times a day. You can also use a cotton swab or the end of a pen or a toothpick upside down. as long as it is something with a blunt end, and then use the blunt end of these items. Continuously prick the point. This method can achieve the same effect as acupuncture. In addition to massage, there is also a good way to stimulate the Zhu Chao Yin point of the foot orifice, which is blood pricking therapy. Sterilize the skin, then pinch the skin at the point of the foot orifice. Prick the skin a few times with a needle quickly, squeeze out a few drops of blood, and then quickly press down with a cotton swab to stop the bleeding, taking the upper part of the disease and the lower part, and the effect of attracting the evil to the lower part. 1 time 3 times a day is a course of treatment. The above operation methods can be used alone or in combination. Stimulate the Liang Men point. First find its location. This bone on the front midline of the body is called the sternum, the lowermost end of the sternum, the junction of the chest and abdomen, is the joint of the chest and sword, the connection from the middle of the umbilicus to the union of the chest and sword. The line is 8 inches, then the midpoint of this line is opened by 2 inches. That is, the width of 3 horizontal fingers, which is the position of Liang Men point. We can use the method of clicking to stimulate Liang Men point, and take the supine position. Press the Liang Men point with your thumb. If there is a feeling of soreness at the point, press the point with your fingers, gradually press hard and deeply, hold for 5 seconds and then release. 1 pressing and 1 loosening is a cycle. Each time you tap the Liang Men point for 3 to 5 minutes, 3 times a day. Pressing and kneading is also a commonly used method to stimulate Liang Men point. Put the thumbs of both hands on the surface of the other 4 fingers, and press the Liang Men point with the thumbs. The soreness and pain are obvious, and then centering on Liang Men point. Keep a certain strength and perform rotary massage, 3 to 5 minutes each time, 3 times a day, and keep it regular. Moxibustion is also suitable for stimulating Liang Men point. Hang one end of the ignited moxa stick on the liang men point about 2 to 3 centimeters perpendicular to the skin surface, to the extent that the skin feels mild but no burning sensation. Using the clockwise rotation method from the inside to the outside, each time the moxa, for 5 to 10 minutes. The Wei Shu point is on the back, when the 12th thoracic vertebra is opened 1.5 inch below the spinous process. The vertebral body at the level of the navel is the second lumbar vertebra. And the 2 vertebrae upwards are the 12th thoracic vertebra. About 2 horizontal fingers and 1.5 inch is where the point is located. The best way to stimulate Wei Shu point is moxibustion and cupping. Choose a pot of appropriate size. Generally, the pot can be exceeded after 10 to 15 minutes. It is worth noting that the operation method of cupping is too professional, generally speaking. It is not recommended to do it at home to avoid accidental burns or scalds. For moxa, mild moxibustion can be used. One end is aimed at the skin surface of Wei Shu point for about 2 to 3 centimeters. It is advisable that the skin at the point is mild but without burning pain. Moxa for 10 to 15 minutes each time. You can also use the method of tapping, pressing your thumb on Wei Shu point. Press down on the acupuncture point, and then press down deeply. It is advisable to press locally if there is a feeling of soreness. After 5 to 6 seconds, release it. Rest for 3 seconds before pressing. 1 pressing and 1 loosening is a cycle. Acupoints can also be stimulated by pressing and kneading method. Press the position of Wei Shu points with your thumb. And rotate and massage in a clockwise direction. The force is from light to heavy to bearable. Zhang Du point is on the midline of the outer thigh. When taking point, the supine position is used, with both hands close to the leg, and Feng Shi point is at the tip of the middle finger. Feng Shi point is measured vertically downward at 3 horizontal fingers, which is Zhang Du point. To stimulate Zhang Du point, you can use the tap method. Press the thumb pulp on the position of Zhang Du point, press down firmly, hold for 6 seconds and then release, press and release as a cycle, press the Zhang Du point for 5 to 10 minutes. The method of massage is also often used to stimulate the Zhang Du point. Press the thumb pulp on the position of the Zhang Du point, and then maintain a certain force to perform rotate and massage for 5 to 10 minutes each time. The method of point tapping can also stimulate the Zhang Du point. Hold a hollow fist and continuously tap the Zhang Du point for 5 to 10 minutes, or use a small massage hammer to align the Zhang Du point to stimulate the Zhang Du point. You can use the bird to peck and burn it. Aim the ignited moxa stick at the Zhang Du point, and hold the moxa stick in your hand and use the technique of falling and falling near and far together. To about 15 minutes, the skin is warm and flushed. Cupping can also stimulate the Zhang Du point. Leave the cup for 10 to 15 minutes each time, until the skin at the cupping site is tolerable. However, it is worth noting that cupping the operation method is too professional. Generally speaking, it is not recommended to operate it at home to avoid accidental burns or scalds. Yin Shi point is located in front of the thigh. When selecting point, the kneecap is what we call the patella. Along the outer upper edge of the patella, measure 4 horizontal fingers straight up, which is the location of the Yin Shi point. To stimulate the Yin Shi point, you can use the tap method. In a sitting position, find the position of Yin Shi point on the front of the thigh, and press the Yin Shi point deeply with the pulp of the thumb. When stimulating, be sure to use force. When you feel sore, keep it for 5 to 6 seconds, and then release it, press it down again, and release it again. Repeat this for 40 to 50 times. You can also use the method of point tapping. Hold a hollow fist and tap the yin shi point. Each time you tap 6 times, take a breath. And 1 to 3 times is an inhalation, 4 to 6 times to exhale, and so on, 3 to 5 minutes per tap. In addition, you can also use a small hammer and massage stick to tap gently here. You can also use the method of pressing and kneading. Put your hands together, press the thumb pads on the yin shi points on both sides respectively, then keep a certain strength. Rotate and massage from the inside to the outside. Massage and knead on each side for about 5 minutes, or use the method of moxibustion to stimulate and ignite the moxa sticks. And then aim the burning end at the yin shi point. If the skin at the acupuncture point feels mild but without burning pain, blanch for 10 to 15 minutes each time.